Traders, BA here with another video on one of my trend models. Again, the purpose of all these different models is just to show you how you can visually create different models that may appeal to you better than some of the other things that are out there. It doesn't matter what you use. I'll continue to say that. The end results, you're going to get the same result, which is in a trend model. What I try to do is exploit those snapback rallies or those snapback moves from dips in an uptrend and rallies in a downtrend. That's all we want to identify with this type of model right here. It needs to be easy to scan, simple to create across a multitude of platforms. So this one right here, we're going to use the indicators for some of you that may have purchased my paint bar studies. This is the HA cross. So we're going to use this on a daily time frame and show you how to set up a trend model that you can use to exploit those dips in uptrends and rallies and downtrends for stocks, futures, forex markets. If you trade cryptocurrencies, you can use the same concept for that as well. Anyway, again, daily chart, color paint bars, trend model. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing I want to do is start from a fresh slate. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here. If you purchase these from me, left click on study, edit study. I should have sent you a code. You should have imported it, whatever you named it, but I'm going to pull mine up as the HA cross. All right, we're going to left click here, open it up, go in there. We're going to leave it set to default. Over here on this button, we're going to deselect show plot. Left click on this one, deselect show plot, click OK, and now you have your trend model showing. So now this puts everything into context. Oh, it takes an ugly chart and puts some context around it, is all that it does. Now we clearly see the uptrends and we see the downtrends. All right, so this is a chart of Marriott, daily time frame. So now all we need to do is put an oscillator on there to measure the pullbacks. And again, we can use whatever oscillator you want, whether it's RSI, stochastics, CCI, a multitude of others, %R. I mean, you name it, it's out there. You can use it. There's not one any better than the other. It's about your visual preferences. All right, we're going to use the sentiment zone indicator once again for this one. So let's left click in studies, edit studies. Let's go over here and pick sentiment zone. Left click, bring it in. All right, we want to change this to five periods. You can do it one of two different ways. All right, we've got that set to 5. We're going to change the color to this lighter color. We're going to change this to a histogram, and then we're just going to click OK. All right, now we have a model. All right, so now what we need to do is let's pick up this new uptrend right here and see if there's a way we could have entered the market here. So the market's green, meaning we're looking for snapbacks. So what we're looking for is any pullback in this sentiment zone indicator that's below this -7 mark. Okay, this threshold here. So we can see this bar right here that was we were told, hey, get ready. Market could snap back in this trend, but it didn't. The next day it probed lower. We had a lower reading on the sentiment zone indicator telling us, be ready. The trend's either going to change to a negative or it's going to snap back really hard. The deeper probe, the ones that tag this bottom threshold here, and this thing still remains green, you can be prepared for a pretty stiff snapback. So at this point, I mean, you should just be watching your intraday charts for entry technique number 2. For those of you that subscribe to the service, we explain what entry technique number 2 is. It's just mechanical entry on intraday charts, which filters out a lot of bad trades. All right, so you would have definitely gotten in this trade right here for a nice run up. All right, you would have had no issue there. We have another pullback right here, this bar, again, and we had one opportunity to get in there. You would have probably had a chance to at least made a profit or come back down, and you would have had enough of profit where you would have set it at break even at that point. So worst case, you should have gotten out of this one at a break even. All right, now we get a downtrend, so we're looking for the opposite. So we look for a probe above. We get it right here. All right, it puts you in intraday. You would have gotten in this bar here, and then it turns around and goes back up again, but it stays red. We cross the threshold. It says, hey, maybe this thing is just in a range. So you're still watching. You've got one trade on here. It's up to you whether you add the positions or not inside these trades. It depends on your trading plan. But anyway, we get a final probe here. It tags the ceiling. That says, hey, if the trend does not change when it tags this, snap back to the downside is coming. And boy, did it. All the way down right there. So you would have had a nice pull there. All right, so here we get another trend. Turns green, comes back down. We slap the floor right there, and we get the up move. So you may have only gotten one trade out of that. You would have gotten enough to at least pulled a triple out of that trade right there. So you would have gotten in somewhere in the 115 range. This thing ran up to 121, 122. More than enough room to get a triple-digit option trade off. So we're back again. We're setting up for another potential. It looks ugly right there. High volume, snap back. The only thing I know in a trend model, if this thing stays green, it does not turn red. My intradays tell me that it is time to get in. It's Katie bar the door. I'm into the upside. Okay, folks, that's concludes this short video on the HA Cross trend paint bars with sentiment zone oscillator, complete trend model. Again, you can't really scan for this unless you buy the study set from me. So, but anyway, you can use a myriad of free tools available anywhere. This is just very easy to use visually. One of the smoothest trend models I think I have ever found. So anyway, this is BA signing off.